Hercules. Yes. Really, right? No rest. I don't know. That's the Saturday. Watch these two ladies.
Ready? Good evening. Today is Tuesday, June 23rd. It's 6 p.m. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for being here, staff, counselors, members of the public. Madam Clerk, please call roll. There.
Present.
Next item is Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico and the symbol of perfect friendship amongst the United Fathers.
Next item is approval of the minutes. Regular council meeting, May 26, 2026. Councilors, did you have a chance to look at those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for May 26, 2026.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Gonzalez, second by Councilman Ortega. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Next item is approval of the regular council meeting minutes, June 9th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ortega, second by Councilman Gonzalez. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Next item is a public hearing, discussion, consideration, decision, special exception and variance application for Danny and Barbara Morgan, 2379 Old Red River Road. Mr. LaForest.
Mayor, before we proceed, don't we always have a rule of the agenda? Should be.
Based off of advice I got from Mr. Lee, we met, but said that we should take it off our agenda.
What was that?
Can you repeat that, please?
Based off of advice I've got from New Mexico Municipal League, they've told us to, or that we should remove approval of the agenda off the agenda.
Why?
That's unheard of. Yeah.
Councilor, is that answer your question?
It's never heard any.
Don't we have a policy that states how we're supposed to set an agenda up, and we've been following that all along, and now it's time we get, I don't know, you get a call, or you call someone from the municipal league to change it? Isn't that something that the council approves, how we set an agenda up?
It was on, for a vote, but you tabled it a couple of
Yeah,
minutes
that was
ago.
the 14 pages where you wanted us to make public comment 24 hours in
Councilor, we're not-
advance and all that other stuff. And we asked for for us to come together as a council and mayor to discuss it, and we still don't have that set up yet.
We don't.
We're not gonna do it.
Yeah, we are.
We are
We're
doing-
not that part of the meeting yet. So.
No, but we're still talking about the way the agenda is set up.
There's no discussion, and we're in public hearing.
Here nor there.
Mr. LaForest.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. In your packet, you have a notice of public hearing announcement for a special exception and variance application for Mr. and Mrs. Morgan to place a 28 by 48 mobile home with an 8-foot attached porch to the front and rear of the dwelling. The property is approximately 0.30 of an acre, located at 2379 Old Red River Road. The property is zoned within the RA1 zoning district. The lot area requirement for that district is a minimum of 1 acre. And a mobile home placement in the RA1 district is allowed by special exception and governing body approval. So at this time, I'd invite Mr. and Ms. Morgan to come up to the podium, and we'll stand for any questions.
I have a question before you continue. How could you, all this isn't gonna be on the record if you're not approving an agenda?
Ma'am, there's no time for public comment.
She's the president of Questa.
Sir, if you all speak again, I'll ask you to leave, okay?
Mr. and Ms. Morgan,
Yes,
do you
Just give
have,
a real brief description.
do you have existing property or mobile home on property you're requesting the variance for?
We have two RV trailers on the property at the moment. We're gonna replace those with a permanent structure.
Councilor, do you have any questions for the Morgans?
I make a motion to approve.
Hold on, need to open the public hearing.
How many seconds?
We're not there yet. I have to open the public hearing. Then I do ask that whoever phone's going up, silence it. So I'll open up the public hearing at 6:06. Do you have anyone from the public to speak on the Morgans variance request? One second here. I'll close public comment at 6:07.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion by Councilman Ortega, second by Councilwoman Gallegos. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Luis Gallego? Yes. Councilman Jason Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilman Rod?
Yes.
Next item is discussion, consideration, decision, special exception for Angelique Gonzalez vacant property on City Road.
couple of days.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow afternoon, I guess. Okay.
All
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Mayor. So, we do these variances for mobile homes and people attaching stuff to their properties. We send letters out, correct? We send letters to the neighbors. Certified letters.
Those within 200 feet, yeah.
So we have a hydrogen plant going up with solar panels, and I don't see anybody coming from the council to ask for permission for that. Is there a reason for that?
Because it's not, according to our ordinance, a solar array facility or a green hydrogen facility doesn't violate or doesn't interfere with the existing ordinance. So there's not a reason to send them because they don't require a variance or a special exception.
So anybody who wants to come into Questa, they want to put a solar panel up anywhere they want, or put a chicken farm in the middle of town, whatever they want to do can be done as long as it's not a mobile home put into Questa.
No,
Does it meet
According to the
our-
ordinance,
no.
commercial property, a chicken farm.
Okay, Counselor, we're getting off topic here.
No, I'm asking. the
We're
question.
getting off topic. This topic isn't on
I want to know
hydrogen.
exactly how.
This topic isn't on hydrogen right now.
Certain people can come in here and ask. And other
Counselor.
people can come here.
This topic is not on hydrogen. We're talking about Angelique Gonzalez's variance request. Mr. LaForte will proceed with.
Okay, thank you, Mayor and Council. In your packet, there's also a notice of public hearing for a special exception to place 2 mobile homes on the 2.88 acre vacant property on Cisco Road owned by Angelique Gonzalez. Currently, the property is zoned within the RA1 zoning district. That zoning district has a lot requirement of minimum of 1 acre. Mobile home placement in the RA district is allowed by special exception and governing body approval. Residents within 200 feet of the proposed project were notified by certified mail. So at this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Angelique Gonzalez and we'll stand for any questions. Hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
And Ms. Gonzalez.
You want to just tell them, give them a brief overview of what you want to do? Yeah? Okay. Angelique is going to place a 52 by 14 mobile home on her property and also place a 48 by 32 mobile home on the property. I have gone to the property, did a site visit and measured the setbacks, and she's well within her setback requirement, and she's got enough property to do that. So that's why we're here before you for the special exception, so she can move forward with placing those mobile homes.
Is there sewer available?
No sewer available. She will be putting in a septic system.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Ms. Gonzalez?
No,
I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing at 6:11. Anyone here for a public hearing on Ms. Gonzalez's variance request? Don't have any questions?
I have no questions for her. Except.
Don't do that.
You can love it. Just kidding.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing at 6:12.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ortega, second by Councilman Alamillo. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Luis Gallego,
Yes.
Councilman Carmen,
Yes.
Councilman Jesus.
Yes.
Councilman Carlos.
Yes.
Next item is discussion, consideration, decision, voting delegate and alternate to the annual municipal conference, which is to be held in Las Cruces in August. Yeah, councilors, are any of you planning to attend? I'm not planning to attend, so. Ms. Shannon, have you gotten any requests to attend this?
The only person that has indicated they would like to go is Councilor Ortega.
The judge?
Of course, the judge always goes. But he's on the board also.
I will make
make a motion that we have Council Ortega represent us at the annual Mexico Municipal League Conference.
Motion by Councilman Gonzalez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hardeman. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Cunningham,
Yes.
Councilmember David Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Gerald.
I'll abstain.
Next item is discussion consideration decision resolution 2026-11 fiscal year 2028 to 2032 ICIP. This is the one that we discussed last meeting, Councilors.
Mayor, discussion regarding this, a portion of this ICIP, particularly number 20. It still stands as 20, the solar project. Let me get there. I had it up. It's 16 now?
Well, the line, ranking is 16, but the line is 20.
Oh. Okay, the ranking is, I'm not sure 20. No, I don't have a 16.
How did we get a copy of that in our packet?
I don't have a 16.
A few days before, yeah, but then now we gotta go back and pull that out.
Okay, the question there, does the Village of Questa have a contract with Kit Carson regarding the Village of Questa solar array?
No.
Great. Okay. I would like to make an amendment to this resolution 2026-11 fiscal year 2028-2032 ICIP. I would like to make a motion to amend the Village of Questa ICIP with the removal of number 16, Village of Questa solar array.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Councilman Gonzalez, a second by Councilman Ortega. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Lopez,
You want discussion, Councilor?
Yeah, I have a discussion on that. So what is the reason, sir?
So my reason is anytime the Village of Questa goes into contract with any entity, whether it be a contract with us and the Questa schools regarding the fence, we had a contract before we made a decision on that, correct? I would imagine so, yes.
On the fence? No.
No?
No, that's all those rings that we have in the school.
Oh, so just a bad example, then, huh?
You know,
But this is, we're talking millions of dollars here, and you know, it's talking thousands, so when we're talking millions of dollars, I would imagine that the Village of Questa would want to be in contract with Kit Carson to know where we are headed in the future regarding this project. Okay, meaning, what does the Village of Questa stand to gain from, entering the contract with Kit Carson? What are the liabilities that we hold, because it is there at the tailings area, but not a dirty tailings area, if that makes any sense.
Because it's just a,
But at the same time, Councilwoman, is that we do probably have time to talk about this at a later date. I mean, right now, we have all these ICIP projects that have to be pushed forward by what date there, Mr. Lafore?
but why take it off?
The current one?
Because it's one that's not important.
Well, my question is, why do we even have it out there if Kit Carson hasn't even come to us? How did he get on there?
Exactly, that's.
How did they get on that?
Counselor,
I'm having a discussion.
no, you have a
No,
discussion.
I'm having a discussion with her.
No, but I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay, do we have the Kit Carson come in here and ask the village of
This is
Questa
put on-
to put this on some?
Yes, we put on the last 3
Did
years.
they or not?
We've had meetings with Carson, yes.
I'm saying to put
No,
this
some
on,
things
we
in
gotta
there.
be on here.
That doesn't, they don't need to come to us for that council.
So how can we I can just grab something out of the air and say, throw it on there, it's going to agreement with town of Red River?
We did last meeting,
Put
we
it on.
did last meeting, what you recommended, to put stuff on there.
But we put stuff on there that we're in agreement with. This is just, Kit Carson somehow ended up on this.
This is
I think
something,
you put it on there, it sounds like you put it on.
this
there.
is something that we
Yeah, that's
agree
what
on.
had to have been done because.
No comments from the audience. This is something that we've agreed on in the past, but I'm willing to.
I just don't see the importance of whether we leave it on or leave it off. It's something we
I
are,
don't
something we're proposing. So what do we gain by taking it off? What do we gain by leaving it on?
So if we leave it
Well,
on,
we leave it on, then I think it's open for the village of Questa to move forward without a contract with Kit Carson.
what do we know what we're getting for it and what's against it? What do we know? How do we know that? What's the good stuff? What's the bad stuff for being in there? Do you know? I don't know.
And I think a later date can be set to talk about this
So
by
why take it
itself.
off? Why take it off?
Because we
Why-
don't know
Because
what.
we're still gonna discuss it.
No. I think that having it on there will give the village of Questa the ability to move forward without any further discussion.
I agree.
Councilor Jaramillo, do you have any discussion?
I have some discussion.
I will.
So, when will Kit Carson come to us to talk about this ICIP and all the project, that this whole solar array, what we benefit, what we lose, what we gain? When will we have that discussion?
Make that request of them. Again, this, Kit Carson has nothing to do with our ACIP.
But it has, the solar array has everything to do with Kit Carson.
Kit Carson has nothing to do with it.
So if we put up a solar array, Mayor, we, the village of Questa, puts up a solar array, then we have no one to sell the power to but Kit Carson. There's no one else we can sell it to.
We could,
Who can we sell it to? Who else has transmission lines and stuff in this area? We're stuck in a corner, and then they get to tell us, we'll pay 3 cents a kilowatt instead of paying us 11. You know, we're putting ourselves in a corner, we shouldn't do that as a community.
any other discussion?
I have no more discussion.
I will say, Councilor Jaramillo, do you have any discussion?
No.
Since this vote is specific to solar, I will say I will not vote on it. We do need to pass this ICIP tonight, one way or another.
Could we have a motion to remove the
So we
solar
have a
array?
motion to amend.
Yeah, so approving the whole ICIP except for Kit Carson.
No, it's just
solar
of the amendment to
array.
the,
Okay, so there's a first and a second.
Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Can I say that again, Mayor?
Yes.
No, we're approving
I can say
We're
it again.
approving the amendment.
I can say it again. Wow.
We're approving the amendment.
amendment to take it off.
Take it off, not approving ICIP.
Councilwoman Luis Reyes,
No.
Councilman Brian Harvey,
Yes.
Councilman Jason Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Darrell Green.
Yes.
All right, now,
So if I can go ahead and, unless you have any further discussion regarding the ICIP, I would like to make a motion to approve the amended ICIP.
I have a motion by Councilman Gonzalez to approve, and a motion, a second by Councilman Ortega. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Luis Reyes,
Yes.
Councilman Brian Harvey,
Yes.
Councilman Jason Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Darrell Green.
Yes.
Next item is discussion, consideration, decision, approval of purchase of chamber audio system, Sharp Business Systems Agreement.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have attached in your packet a proposal from Sharp Business Services for an aviation or an AV solution to our dilemmas that we've been having here. We tried to fix a couple of things a couple years ago with money that we did purchase from the Lore Foundation. And that seemed to help out a little bit with the Zoom issue, but it didn't help with any audio for any other system malfunctions that we were having. I know it's been a great, for lack of a better word, disappointment that people can't hear, or they're not able to kind of see clearly, or if we have people who are coming in on Zoom, they're not able to hear correctly. So we did reach out to Sharp Services, and I do have Mr. Martinez here to answer any questions that I may not be able to answer for you. They are part of a cooperative agreement. The cooperative agreement is called Sourcewell. And in your packet, I have also included a very descriptive quote that Mr. Martinez included for us. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. As far as details of specifics, I will refer the questions over to Ms. Martinez, but basically this system is to not only improve systems in here, but people that would like to attend Zoom. At one point, we did have Zoom meetings offered for the public, and we had to take them off due to us not being able to hear them, or them not being able to hear us. And that way we can, once we do the meeting resolution at the end of the year, if that's something that you guys want to look into putting back on the agenda, we could do that at that time. But so it basically, repair everything that you guys have. Something that they did say is we don't want to lose out money on the stuff that we've already purchased, so they will be willing to try to incorporate the items that we already bought. So the microphones in front of you, those will actually be sent off to auction. Because those are prior to us getting here, they're a little bit outdated, but the cameras are new. So if you guys have to attend Zoom meetings or anything like that, you guys can use those. And then we also have the mute buttons that we'll try to incorporate into your meetings as well. We also found out that we had to restabilize this TV, and so the TV will actually be getting changed. So you guys will have one, and then the constituents will have one, so they can also view what you guys are viewing on the TV as well. And then we will also be adding some speakers to the corners. It's quite a large room in here, so the echo is pretty bad, hence why our owl isn't a great fit for these. The owl is a cancellation of echo, and so basically she was trying to cancel herself out. And so that's why that didn't work in this room. But we do have some stuff in this quote to add some sound panels into the chambers, as well as drop down a speaker thing.
Yeah, we'll have microphones for you guys in front. There'll be a microphone here. We have a system that will take the sound inside the room, amplify it for the general public to hear, but also take that sound and be able to push it to a Zoom, a GoToMeeting, whatever software that you guys are using for your meetings. We'll be taking that display down and putting up two nicer displays, one for the general public to be able to view anything, and one for you folks to be able to view, so that if somebody brings in a presentation, if there's people online, if you go back to the online meetings, you'll be able to see who's online, presentations, they'll be able to see you. The sound and microphone system will be controlled with a kiosk that'll be available at the desk. It turns everything on, simple to use. There'll be a connection in the wall for somebody to plug in a laptop, be able to do any presentations, do the Zoom meetings, full end-to-end solution for you guys. We'll clean up everything. It'll definitely look much better.
Mr. Martinez, I have a question.
Sure.
Do you have the capability of adding the technology for somebody that might be hearing impaired so that they can connect either Bluetooth or their hearing aid to hear the?
There are some options out there. We can explore that. I know for a fact there's earpieces that you can buy that will connect into the system and direct them. Somebody would come in, they check in, they get their earpiece, and that would help improve the sound. As far as anybody online, you can do captioning, and that's based on the Teams software or Zoom software that's built in within those functions. So if it's somebody that's online that wants captions, that can happen too. But
I think it would be important that we have those earphones or whatever they need available to them as we're having our meeting, just in case. There might be somebody that's hearing impaired or.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you your sound will be so much better. The speaker system and everything that we're doing is for this room is going to be so much better than what you have right now. We did the council room up in Taos, which is probably double the size, and everything changed for them. The sound in there is great. We back our work 100%. We do everything end to end. So we will show those that operate the system exactly how to use it. We'll make sure that everything's adjusted to where the general public, both in-house and online, will be able to hear and see everything that's going on.
I have a question.
Councilor?
Mr. Martinez, is it set up to where it'll actually record the whole meeting and it goes into like a minutes, so we can have it for future reference, or somebody says, I want to do the meeting of Tuesday and I want to go over everything?
So that can absolutely be done depending on what meeting software you're using. A lot of those aspects are built within the meeting software. Like I know for Taos, they'll stream their meetings through YouTube. That can be saved and can be replayed. Zoom has those capabilities. Other meeting softwares have those capabilities. So we would work with Valerie and the staff to ensure that we get the best fit for you guys.
I think that's what we need.
Yeah. And those are easy. There's pretty standard stuff in a lot of the meeting software anymore where they have that record feature. And then you can post that on your website along with the agenda, and they can look at the agenda or view the meeting if they'd like to.
No. So, and then another thing is, how soon can you get it done after it's approved?
Once it's approved, probably within 3 weeks, we would have it installed.
All right. I have no further questions.
I just have a comment. I think it'd be a great idea. Attending some Zoom meetings while, when I'm away, I can't hear nothing. And I can hear nothing anyways, but. I was talking about you. So, Mr. Martinez, you would be able to use these previous equipment that was purchased?
So you can if you choose. We include a camera that's probably going to be mounted either on the back wall or the solid wall. That will pan to, if there's somebody speaking in particular, it'll pan to them. If it's you guys that are speaking, it'll turn and it'll focus on who's ever talking. So we have that technology too. And we'll kind of design the room based on how your meetings go. That was one of the reasons Valerie invited me here to the meeting today, because I wanted to kind of observe how your meetings go, and we'll make sure that we place everything in the correct spots so that we give everybody that's online or wherever the best view possible, so that, they see all the information you guys are putting out.
Any other questions from Mr. Martinez or Mr. Hill?
Thank you for your time.
Sure.
That means I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ortega, second by Councilman Gonzalez. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Luis Gallegos.
Yes.
Councilman Brent Jaramillo.
Yes.
Councilman Jason Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Darrell Ortega.
Yes.
Next item is matters from village attorney. He was the book, so he's not on, so I would entertain motion to table matters from village attorney.
So moved, Mayor. Motion to remove matter from village attorney.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Gallegos, second by Councilman Gonzalez. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Luis Gallegos.
Yes.
Councilman Brent Jaramillo.
Yes.
Councilman Jason Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Darrell.
No, I have a question for it.
Next item is matters from the administrator, Ms. Shannon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Our fiscal year 27 interim budget was approved by DFA on June the 10th. The fourth quarter report and the final budget are due July the 31st. I received an email from a realtor. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Oh, yes, from a realtor for the Questa VFW on June 18th. He said they have accepted an offer to purchase, but the buyers will remain private for now. They requested a list of the kitchen equipment, so they would have a list of what belongs to the village, which I did send. He indicated that the new owner may be interested in purchasing the equipment. I explained that any such purchase would have to go before council for approval before that could happen. Staff is diligently working to close out expiring grant projects by the end of the month, which is next Tuesday. And then after item 9 on tonight's agenda, which is matters from mayor and council members, Councilwoman Gallegos and I will be leaving to travel. We are going to the National League of Cities Women in Municipal Government Conference. We will be back on Saturday. Or at least I will be back on Saturday. I don't know how about her. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Ms. Shannon?
No questions, please. Good job.
Mayor, just a statement real quick. Kind of funny that the new owners want to be, their names want to be held private, but they're at the market. They all happy.
You already know.
So. But that's
Any other questions for Ms. Shannon?
I don't know, the bad questions there, or matters for the council and mayor, you can tell me, so my training was a total debacle, I don't know, I told you about it.
Yes, Council.
I'm just kind of curious about how it got messed up when that training was about how to put things on the agenda with the municipal league. And it was the Molly 2 training, and then I was told, you can't go till 1 o'clock. I'm not an employee of the village, I can leave whenever I want. So I just want everybody to know that. I don't work for the village, I'm not an hourly employee. So if I want to leave the day before, or I want to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'll leave at whatever time I want. And I'll get back when I want to get back. So I just want to make sure everybody in this whole committee, employees here understand that. No one tells me when I leave and when I come back and what time I get meals from and what time I don't. And then I get the paperwork and it's all wrong. I should have been there in the morning. And you guys are sending me at 3 o'clock in the evening. Be there at 4 o'clock to check in. And it was a day and a half training. So that was a total waste. Then I was told, hopefully you get the training because we already paid for it. That's not my fault. I'm not the one that made the mistake, so I'm gonna get the training. And I got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but I just want to let you know that I'm going to be asking for every employee's job title and every employee's job duty and who they report to. Yeah, I want to hear that, Jake. I want to see that. You can laugh all you want. I heard your comment on your breath and laughing. Actually, I didn't say anything. Oh, you just laughed.
Counselor.
Anyways, I want to have that. So, I'm a public official. I demand the respect. I demand that I get training when I'm supposed to get it. That was planned for 2 months. And then no one sees that it's wrong till the day that I'm leaving. I have to find it myself. Because I didn't have an itinerary. I didn't have nothing. Just you leave at 1 o'clock and then training started at 8 o'clock that morning.
I understand, Counselor, and I apologize for that. That's all. I will look into different things for you and try and plan ahead better. And I will work with my staff to get things corrected.
Yeah, because if the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, maybe we have too many hands dealing with that item or
Understand.
subject or whatever it is.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
I've already addressed it.
Thank you.
And I will correct you on one thing, Counselor. We're not going to pay for you to go 2 or 3 or a week early to a conference that doesn't start. You start getting paid the day before if it's a.
Which is fine. I can pay my own way to get there.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. But no one
That's
tells me I leave on a Monday or a Tuesday evening at 1 o'clock because there's not a credit card available. From now on, I'll make my own reservations. I'll bring all the receipts to you guys and you guys will reimburse me whatever it is so I don't get it wrong. And if it's twice, the rooms are more expensive than what we thought, well, that's not my fault. I have to get myself a room, so I thought we were doing that so we could save money by doing the village, doing that part of it. But if I'm not gonna get training for it, especially important training like Molly too, which is how to get things on the agenda, which the mayor says he runs the whole meeting, but it's a council meeting, so I don't know why we're here, but he says he does the agendas and he says how things go. And if someone else wants to be mayor, then they can figure it out, do what they want then. You know, so obviously that training was maybe not for me to go to, or maybe it was on purpose that people was.
Counselor, I can guarantee you, Counselor, that it was not done intentionally. It was not done intentionally that you would not go to that conference. I will make it happen so that you can go to the next Molly too. I will work with you myself to get all the arrangements made for you to go to the next Molly too.
Good. Thank you.
And again, I'm gonna correct you, basing what I say off of state statute as far as agendas.
State statute, but if I go to a training, then I'll know exactly, because I'll talk to the lady that you talked to supposedly, says you can change agendas, make a workshop agenda on a regular.
Actually, they covered that in the only one that you went to, because she told me they did. So either you weren't at the training, or you weren't paying
Check my
attention.
signatures, check my signatures.
Either that or you weren't paying
I
attention.
go to every meeting.
Well, you
Just
weren't
like I
paying
attend
attention.
meetings here, I go to every meeting.
Then you weren't paying attention once you went over it.
The guy who says who's paying attention.
Okay, next item, does anyone else have any questions from Shannon?
No, thank you.
Next item is matters from mayor and council. I'll let you go start, Councilor.
I have plenty. So the April request that Mr. Royale put in is 45 days late.
Wow.
I know you get 15 days. After that, we start paying a $100 penalty per day to the Department of Justice. And I know that for a fact because I've done it myself. So what's the status, or where are we on the April request? We need to make sure we get those out. That's very important. Discuss the problem, or what I like to see, or what I like to show is everybody's job title, who they report to. I don't want to have to get into time sheets, but I do get a lot of complaints from the community that people are never around. So it's kind of concerning to me that that's happening, and it shouldn't be. I myself came in and I couldn't find anybody for a while. You know, so that's interesting. I don't want to have to go over, do that, but if I have to, I will. You know, we are using taxpayer dollars for this organization. And if, you know, we're overstaffed, then maybe we need to start looking at some reduction in force. If there's that much time to be taken. And I would like to see also, you know, how much time a person gets if they're within 1 to 5 years, or however it works, 3 to 5, over 20 years to get more time off.
Vacation time.
Yeah, so I'd like to see how that works out. I've been here 6 months and I still don't know who reports to who or who does what. But I'd like to figure that out, especially after what I went through. A problem with, so the travel, looks like there's a credit card that you gotta pick up, but you gotta pick it up at a certain time. You can't pick it up ahead of time to get your rooms. So that's why I'm being told you can't leave till 12 because you gotta get the credit card, and it's out with someone else traveling right now. I think every department should have their own credit card. The chief should have his own, Chief Bobbitt should have his own. Everybody that's ahead, John Royale should have his own, and they all should be responsible for it. That's how it should work. That's how it works in every other community and municipality. Here it seems like the purse strings are held for certain people and released for others. So I want to make sure that's not happening. That goes back to what I've been dealing with about, you know, being censored and not being able to talk on the council and everything else. And now kind of falling into my training now and my time to go and take this training. So I'm a little concerned that there's some issues going on that we need to deal with. I would like to see, Mayor, if we can put Chief Carson Electric to come in and do a presentation to us on this hydrogen solar plant, because I don't think the council has ever been, you know, the one time we met with the war chief, all of us, and that was the most I ever heard about the hydrogen plant. You know, hearing it from you guys, but through someone else, I would like to know what Kit Carson's plans are. I'd like to see our attorney present so we can know if it's legal for us to get a piece of property that Chevron is leasing to Kit Carson. How much money are we putting into solar panels? How much are we gonna saddle up our taxpayers with, if we're going to or not? I'm not even sure. I'd like to know how the tax credit works. I've never heard of how you get cash for a tax credit, but I'm sure Brent is pretty good on that. He works with it all the time, but somebody like me, I don't, so I don't know how that works exactly, and I'd like to know how that works. So there's a lot of things that I would like to see on that hydrogen plant, and maybe we can have it, you know, a meeting so the public can attend and hear, listen, and we explain how it's gonna work and what's legal and what might not be legal, and we go from there. I think that'd be a great thing for us to do. I still try to. I'm still trying to figure out how we get, you know, the village corrals on here. There's still people that are ranching in the community that would like to use them, and you know, we've been talking about this since I got up here in January. Here we are in June. We still don't have it on the agenda. I'd like to see that happen. The building at the business park, now that someone purchased the VFW, I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to invest some money into that building and turn it into a community center / recreational center for kids and elderly, and maybe even, and also for the friendship circle. You know, they need a place, that's a perfect place, there's plenty of parking. It beats being off the side of the road. We had a lot of, you know, there was actually an accident that I'm aware of someone leaving the school, and it wasn't even during a funeral or anything, but cars parked on both sides of the road and down Sagebrush Road. It's a real hazard. And I think at the business park, we have a better place for that. We already have, as Karen stated, we have walk-in freezers and walk-in refrigerators that House Bakes left us, so that's a great opportunity to utilize that. Maybe make some smaller rooms for little conferences or people to have a baby shower, or, you know, whatever they want there. I think that'd be great. So I'd like to see that on the agenda, Mayor, if we can get that on there. And if we need to get 3 council people to vote on that, maybe we can get them right now. Put that on the agenda. And then the other concern I have is, you know, I would like to see the ordinance that is out there for allowing a big commercial project to go up without any neighbors being told or certified debtors. We do it for people who are really mobile homes and to live in their homes. And we, you know, we put them through the ringer, bring them in here and make them come talk to us and ask for permission. Why are we asking a big commercial property like that, that's gonna bring a lot of, you know, travel? I've had a lot of complaints about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and semi trucks are going in to deliver stuff. What time of night is that to be even trucking through a residential area? I think that needs to be addressed. If Kit Carson and Chevron have made the agreement, then they should use their road. They have a road that goes back there. They should unlock it and leave it available to these people to use. But I think there's a lot of issues that we need to work on as a council and mayor for the community and the better of the community. And we need to start putting things on the agenda. This agenda here is, man, that's stuff that we dealt with in, you know, 45 minutes. If it wasn't for me talking, we'd probably be done by 6:30. But I think we need to address all those issues. That's all I have.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
So the only thing I have is that I do think the governing body needs to do a retreat with the staff, and we've got to prioritize what's important to the village and come up with a list, because I know Ms. Shannon has a big list of things on her plate, and I'd like to see what's important and what she could actually accomplish and work on, and what are long-range, short-range goals, and we'd like to do that retreat sooner than later, and because I think that would help with Shannon, because there's a lot of things that she has on her plate that we're not even talking about either, so. But I'd really like to do that retreat sooner than later on what are the priorities for the village.
Thank you, Councilor.
Mayor, today, the beatification committee met. And we talked about many things. We have a design for the marquee there in the middle of town. Looks great, expensive though. So some of the questions that that some of the folks had there today were, do we need an MOU between the village and the committee? I mean, it's a committee that we formed at the June retreat of last year, or July. If any of us have DOT numbers over here, it'd be great. You share them with us. We want to take all that brick that is was supposedly holding the flower beds. We want to take that out of there and either take them to the farmer's market, probably priority. If the village doesn't think so, then we can hide them over here in our scrap pile for more stuff. I think the farmer's market would be a great place so they can utilize them for flower beds. We all thought that, not just me. They're asking about anti-donation, and nothing else that I have to report here. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Thank you.
Councilor, anything else?
I guess I have one question, Mr. Gonzalez. What committee was that?
The beatification.
Didn't know about it, where's it at? Is it?
So we formed committees last July, and there was all of the council folks and people that work here at the village. Everybody
Posted it, posted for people to attend.
Oh, it's just a committee that
It's not for anybody else, it's just.
Well, we can. I mean, we can. I mean, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But there might
But
be.
it was just a meeting between us and Gecko out of council.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was showing us the new design.
Randy?
No, it was
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested in seeing when that takes place. I would like to, like possibly can.
I can send you the email.
If you would, and maybe put it out, design. Maybe if somebody wants to go, they can go.
There's 3 different designs. There's one from 15 to 25,000, 25,000 to 40,000, and 40,000 to 65,000. So, looks like we can maybe afford the cheaper one.
We do need to raise GRTs, that's for sure. The only thing I have, councilors, and I don't know if you've seen this, but the APA is holding their public meeting on Tuesday, July 7th. They're having an open house from 1 to 3:30 and then presentation from 5:30 to 7:30. They're having it in Taos at the Juan Gonzalez Agricultural Center. When Mr. Atkins called me, I told him I recommended that he call the school and try and get the cafeteria lecture halls. I don't know if they ever called them. I agree with all of you that the meeting should be held in Questa and not in Taos, but I just don't know that there was a location in Questa because they didn't find one. But
He works on that today, actually. If you let me speak, I had a conversation with Nicole Foster.
what?
Nicole Foster from the EPA, she's willing to do it back to Questa. Dee and I worked on that this morning. And, what was the result of there? We use the sterile VFW if we get a porta potty. So we're working on trying to get it moved back.
Okay.
But the school would be great, even, maybe even better, but that's what we could put our 2 bits together to figure out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for letting me speak.
You have somebody from the school here?
Mayor, I have one more. And I put this on Facebook. But, did it pass? What's the, oh, it's tomorrow. So proposed Largo Canyon trails and climbing routes. Okay, that's happening tomorrow here at 5:30. Okay, don't wait 3 years to protest. All right, it's a good joke. It's beginning conversations. They have a big thing, trail systems that are happening up there at the Flag Mountain area. So if you are interested, come by 5:30 tomorrow.
Pizza will be provided, according to the announcement here at the village.
Next item on the agenda is public comments. It's the policy of the governing body to accept public comment. Because your issue is not on the agenda, the governing body cannot respond immediately, but may direct staff to address issues at a future council meeting. Public comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record and
Good evening, Honorio Justin Rael. First and foremost, was an amendment made to the agenda today without giving the statutory required 3-day public notice required by the Open Meetings Act? Because on Facebook and on the Questa Village website, it has an item for approval of minutes, number 4. That did not happen today. Second, I want to thank the mayor for recusing himself from matters involving the hydrogen project. However, I must respectfully ask why this recusal is happening now. I have been raising concerns and requesting recusal since April. At this point, major project decisions have already been made. Funding has been secured and construction has already began. While I appreciate the recusal, many of us feel that it is too late to address the appearance of a conflict that has existed throughout the entire process. However, my primary concern tonight is the village's stated intention to eventually purchase the solar array. Before moving forward, I believe that this council should carefully review the obligations that KCEC accepted with its lease with Chevron. Section 10.3, subsection D of the lease states, quote, KCEC assumes obligations to remediate or bring the land into compliance with law. The lease goes even further. Section 10.4 states that KCEC, quote, shall indemnify, defend, save, and hold harmless Chevron from environmental claims and regulatory obligations that require remediation activities. My question is simple. If the village acquires the solar array, whether it is the land or the infrastructure project, is the village also going to acquire these obligations? Does the village become responsible for remediation activities associated with the project site? And has the village obtained a legal opinion on this issue? This project is located on a property with a long history of contamination and ongoing environmental remediation. And this village does not have the funds to take that over from Chevron or Kit Carson. And before taxpayers become owners of this infrastructure located on that property, the public deserves clear answers about the potential liability, the environmental obligations, and the future cleanup costs and financial risks associated with that. I urge the council to fully investigate these issues before committing the village to ownership of the solar array. And finally, that ICIP, I have major concerns on why in the world a public body is talking about giving public resources and diverting public funds to a privately owned development right now. The village has no legal interest. If they had a legal interest and intent to deed, ability to purchase a working MOU with Kit Carson, great, that would be more appropriate. But right now you are talking about diverting public funds to a privately owned development. That is inappropriate. I will be in contact with the AG about my IPRA and follow up with the OMA. Thank you.
anyone else for public comment?
Good evening. Noise levels reach 80 decibels and will never, yes, Mariquito, sorry. Noise levels will reach 80 decibels and will never stop. Just 5 more is considered harmful to human hearing. Lights run all night, disrupting cardiac rhythms, melatonin, sleep cycles, chronic stress, hearing loss, chronic noise pollution linked to elevated blood pressure, heart rate, increased risk of heart disease, stroke, hypertension. Constant noise triggers body's fight or flight response, raising cortisol, worsens anxiety, depression, well-being. Infrasound travels long distances, penetrates buildings, biological tissue, producing physical sensations even if inaudible. It stimulates body structures, pressure-sensitive ion channels, intercellular changes, oxidative stress, tissue damage. Prolonged exposure causes neuroinflammatory responses, mitochondrial injury, cardiovascular effects, chest pressure, vibration, dizziness, nausea, fatigue, anxiety, sleep disturbances, even when not consciously perceived. Physiologically and psychological effects documented in communities that said yes before they understood. Is this what you want for our elementary children and students? What happens when 283 acres of panels are outdated? People report fields no longer in use, broken, strewn about for years. Companies that installed them, they don't care. Statistically, file bankruptcy or sell. They're leaching into the soil lead, cadmium, silver, tin, copper, glass shards, microplastics, fluorinated plastics, forever chemicals. Who's responsible for environmental damage? Where are the full engineering plans, 3D rendering? Some say this is a Kit Carson Chevron project, but it's in village limits. How can they advertise jobs and do field work without your vote? When did the village vote to allow this? Was the vote based on using reclaimed water? How is a project of this magnitude not on the agenda for every meeting? How is the public not getting updates at every meeting? Ms. Gallegos, who's not here, and Mr. Jaramillo, I ask again that you request to put this on the agenda. Hydrogen's small size allows it to leak through tiny gaps and minor electrical faults. Static or sparks near a hydrogen leak cause massive explosions. Why is this hydrogen storage 3.4 and 14 times larger than Taos and Pico Reis? Again, what is TNT equivalence? What is blast radius? How can Kit Carson do a hazard identification off of 10% conceptual design? No detailed equipment. Safety assessment states they will evaluate and provide recommendations on blast mitigation. Where is that? They also state, quote, thermal radiation, fire consequences, largely expected near site boundary, jet fires, explosion, loss of containment, potential loss of life. Consequences and damage are real. 42 electrolyzers and cooling units, 6 compressor tanks, 58 hydrogen storage units, 50 generators, and 37% efficiency. 9 out of 10 gallons of water wasted. Village of Questa should ban operations that waste precious resources. Stored power has little use in comparison to loss of water and lives lost due to famine, starvation, and dehydration. Thank you.
My name is Jaya. So much has been said, so we don't want to get redundant. But I want to talk man to man, woman to woman. Much respect to our officers sitting here. Knowing the truth, knowing the bigger picture. These are innocent people that don't come to me we don't come here to disrupt anything. We come here to learn. We come here to be part of our community, which you're a part of. We support you. We come here to see potential in our future. But Mr. Mayor, Mr. John Ortega, you're our representative. And when I see people come to you sincerely, you're not even looking at them. They talk to you and your eyes are everywhere. Personally, I think that's disrespectful. My father taught me that. And I'm sure all fathers will teach any of their children that. When you talk to someone, you look at them in the eyes. That's respect, whether you agree or not. So I'm just simply saying, we're not angry at you, John, or anybody that's trying to push this hydrogen plant. We're just saying, whoa, take the responsibility to see why we're angry. And I've heard in the past, where's all the people complaining? And I told you, they're insecure. We have a village of insecure people. Why? Because the councils in the past have railroaded a lot of people into things they maybe didn't agree with. Molly Court Mine is a perfect example. I don't even have to say that. But there's others, and don't let this be another one where the people in the future talk about this council, how it just bulldozed with KCEC and the pressure of Chevron, or maybe the pressure of family members. I don't know. Maybe there's family member pressure here on this council. I'm just saying, We're so tired of coming up defending what is right. We want a better future in Questa. There's going to be alternatives. Will come. There's a lot of bright people coming to Questa. El Rito, Cerro, Sunshine Valley, and all around. It's changing. There's people with fresh ideas, and we all need support. Questa can be a beautiful town. It really can, and it is a beautiful town. But let's not scar it. While we're healing it, let's not scar it. All right, so basically to summarize what I'm trying to say is we have to know our song well before we start singing. If you're going to represent and tell us why we need this plant, then tell us why we need this plant. Okay? Let's be transparent, let's be honest, let's be a community. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Morgan Gentry with a G. Thank you for addressing the technologic avenues for accessibility for our meetings. Thank you to Councilman Gonzalez for answering the email that I sent to the council. You're the only one who acknowledged it, and you got back to me with answers. And I appreciate you doing that homework and doing that legwork. And, you know, that's what I want to see from everybody. It's been a while since my last comment, my first comment in front of you, Mr. Mayor, and I want to catch you guys up. I recently took a staycation. I had to cancel a rare trip out of state and instead was overjoyed to stay put and catch up on my chores. In so doing, I drove around my favorite spots in Questa. Spending quality time on vacation in Taos re-regulated my nervous system after an intense college semester. I spent my time in the sun, building my friend's first home, in the rain, gathering up brush from my lands, in the wind, making many trips from Questa to the landfill, and watching the sunset from my lawn chair as my neighbors drove home and waved. I listened to the crickets and my musician neighbor play the accordion as the sun went down. In each of these moments, I savor the richness of my experience. It is a unique thing to be fully, meaningfully present in these things that are quintessential northern New Mexico aspects of daily life. I want to tell you that these moments make me happy to be alive. I'm awarded a great freedom in the life I live here. I say a prayer of thanks when these moments occur. But recently, I've had those moments of overwhelming gratitude sharply cut by grief. The future I want to prevent for Questa and all of Taos County sounds like this. I'm going to play what data centers sound like 24/7. If I can open it on my phone, and it's only 18 seconds. To every moment of peace I just described to you, I imagine these sounds added. If these sounds irritated you in just 18 seconds, then you simply cannot allow this to happen to the people of Questa. By the way, I just learned that cattle operations are reporting fertility disruptions due to light and noise pollution of nearby data centers. We can't afford that. I'm concerned that there may be non-disclosure agreements preventing the general public from finding out about plans for data centers in Taos County, specifically in the greater Questa area. Chevron holds a lot of land and water rights. It would make sense to me for plans for data centers in the area may be contingent on this hydrogen plant and solar array. We need full disclosure. NDAs should not be allowable pertaining to actions such as those which harm entire communities and ecosystems. We need a ban on these super data centers. We must consider the heat output of the solar array, hydrogen plant, and data centers, and how this will raise the ambient temperature. We should not be allowing nor encouraging projects that prioritize 3D resource consumption at the expense of our community and ecosystem. We have to act decisively.
Good evening. My name is Guy DeSherry, and I just have a couple of comments. I really urge the council to take seriously all the risks, the liability risks that Mr. Rail was talking about when he spoke to you. These are very real. Everything from the operation of the plant to sort of the legacy risks involved with taking over a Superfund site or any part of it. The other thing is, as regards the hydrogen plant, it's gonna cause disruption, cost, and a huge amount of risk when just to store the hydrogen in the fuel cells. That's gonna sit there until it's needed to provide something less than 2 days of electricity. So that's, that really doesn't seem like a very good balance there. You've got all this stuff on one side and less than 2 days of electricity. Thank you.
Can you state your name again for the record? I don't know if, I didn't hear it correctly, I don't know if Mr. Hill read it. Can you state your name?
I did.
I know, but we didn't.
I'm sorry, it's Guy DeSherry, Dicharry.
Thank you.
The usual spelling.
Hi, Jessica Joseph. Good evening, councilors, mayor. I really want to thank you for the work done tonight in putting the solar array to the side until we get something from Kit Carson. And I wish Luis Gallegos, Councilwoman Gallegos, was still here, because she asked why. She kept pressing why. Well, one of the main reasons why is because it has not yet had a study. Now, Jake was saying something about it doesn't need, or maybe I couldn't hear very well, again, the sound system, so I might have it wrong. Something about how there's no variance or whatever needed, and so there's no real regulation, or, we've been trying to figure out who regulates this thing. It's being built out there without any study. There is no study. It's on page 4 of the environmental assessment. When I challenged Luis on that on May 26th, he said, oh yeah, it's in the appendices. It's in the appendices. Come sit down. We'll talk about it. I'll show you where it is. So I knew it wasn't in the appendices because I know it's not in the EA. So at a meeting a week later, Justin and I read to him page 4, and then he said, oh, no, I didn't say it was in the appendices. I said that was a separate study and it was done last fall. Well, if that's the case, then how come you didn't hand it over to us in February and March when we were going through the whole transparency thing and all of the studies were coming out? And he, a month later, he will not show up with this. This is why I have this going on. I have included Senator Bobby Gonzalez in my emails, along with Luis Reyes and Michael Santisteban. He's not replied either. But the reason there should be no solar arrays, because there's been no study on it. The permit from the Taos County, although the Taos County supposedly doesn't have any jurisdiction, but they've got a permit out there on the corner, on the far corner, where nobody but me apparently found it, where it's a fencing permit for a resident. So I went to the Taos County Commissioners meeting this morning and asked them some questions about that. I also shared with them the latest update on our petition. And again, I want to say about our petition, it is to you, it is to Kit Carson, it is to the Taos County Commissioners, it is to the town of Taos, it is to the Taos Pueblo, it is to the Picuris, it is to all of those entities to do proper studies. We want to be taken seriously. Right now, we are at 1,392 signatures, although I just picked up another list of about 12. Okay, we've got 927 on paper right here, signed by people in the county. Okay, right here. Almost 1,000 people in this county. How many from Questa? Your neighbors, the people who won't speak up because they are not insecure. It's because they are in fear. Their families work for KCEC. 471. What percentage of that is Questa? You need to start listening to us, please, and make good decisions. And for those of you who are already on that page, we thank you with all our hearts.
Anyone else for public comment?
One more. I am Elizabeth DeSherry. I'm Guy DeSherry's wife, and I want to talk. I'm really proud of the people of Questa and Taos County who've gotten involved with this. I am one of the visitors of Questa, except I visit a whole lot. We have property up on Upper Penabete, and I can actually see the dust that is being created by what's going on right now up on Upper Penabete. Also, too, we do have property in Latier that my family wants to build on. We were told that to get a well in Latier would cost, and we're down on Alana Road there, we were told 400 square feet. Where I live and have lived most of my life is Valencia County. And I do live on a rural area and have a 200-foot well right next to the Rio Grande. And here I'm reading about the wells for the hydrogen, or if they're saying 435 feet. So you're talking a difference of roughly 35 feet. So I want to also say something about all of us downstream. We are paying attention. You all were in the news of the Albuquerque Journal on the front page on the top sleeve. We are paying attention. And it's because what you are doing could hurt all of us. And as my son says, I know I don't have much time left, you're close to homes, you're close to schools, you're close to churches, you're close to parks, you're close to the National Monument, you're close to the library, and you're close to two very important rivers that are suffering. And yes, I irrigate too. So I will tell you that this is not the right decision. And I was so happy to hear somebody saying the same thing. What is the effect on the residents? What is the effect on the people who come here and enjoy your beautiful county and your beautiful village for decades? And you want to stick something, I look at this sign, and you want to put a hydrogen plant right there. Please, I'm asking you to please, Mayor Ortega, please talk to Kit Carson and tell them, listen to us and listen to the people of New Mexico, because we are a beautiful county and you are a beautiful place, and we all care. Thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have some letters for you guys.
Please state your name for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is Adelita Mead. I'm a Cerro resident. Been living without water for 31 days now, and it's tough. You know, our water table dropped, so it's significant. You know, this hydrogen plant is going to draw from the aquifer. We all rely on the same water. So I just hope you guys, you know, learn from what's going on right now in Cerro. We need to mitigate the dust. It is bad for the workers out in that field. They need to be warned that it could be toxic because there has been no soil studies on there. We need to conserve our water, Mayor. I know you know this. Water is life. We got to protect our people. Don't forget about the people who still believe in you, who still vote for you. I guess I gave you all a copy of my letter. I was going to read it for you, but I gave all the copies out. Okay. Since I still have a minute and 49 seconds. It just says, Dear Mayor and trustees, I'm writing to respectfully request clarification regarding how the village's current approvals, agreements, or support for the proposed industrial facility align with the village's longstanding policies concerning groundwater protection and water conservation. Public records indicate that the village previously adopted restrictions on new well drilling and groundwater extraction based on concerns regarding water availability and the cumulative impacts of additional withdrawals. Community members understand that these measures reflected an intentional policy choice to protect limited water resources and safeguard long-term community sustainability. Given reported estimates that the proposed facility may require substantial annual water consumption, residents are seeking assurance that all present municipal actions remain consistent with both the letter and the underlying intent of those prior conservation policies. Accordingly, I respectfully request that the village provide clarification concerning the following: whether the village has conducted or received any independent analysis evaluating the cumulative groundwater impacts associated with the project's projected water project. And it goes on and on. I'm just asking that you guys do the right thing and protect the people that are working in those conditions, protect the water, and keep up the fight, everybody.
Good evening, councilors, mayor. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Mary Rose. I live in El Rito. In 2022, the state level New Mexico water policy and task force report starkly outlines the reality of the climate change that is occurring in New Mexico. Scientists project an additional 25% decrease in available river flow and aquifer recharge over the next 50 years due to higher temperatures and accelerated evaporation. Statewide temperatures are predicted to rise 3 to 7 degrees or more, intensifying the heat drought, even when precipitation levels appear normal. It took many years for people to acknowledge that the earth was not flat and that the sun didn't revolve around the earth. But with today's scientifically available factual evidence and the corroborating evidence of experiencing the extremely long-term dryness that exists in Questa and the surrounding areas, that all of this would be taken into consideration and be acknowledged by KCEC and policymakers to make the decision to not construct an intensive water guzzling hydrogen facility in extremely drought-stricken Questa. It's ironic that the oil and gas industry knew about the reality of climate change in the 1950s. Corporate scientists accurately predicted catastrophic global warming trends. But corporations like Chevron and other oil and gas giants began an active disinformation campaign about global warming, saying that it didn't exist. That same corporate mindset continues today, with KCEC insisting that there's no reason to be concerned about water availability in spite of the already known impact of reduced surface water, monsoon rains, snowmelt, acequia, aquifer levels dropping significantly. But we recognize the truth of the reality of what is happening in Cerro, Questa, El Rito, where water shortages are happening and wells need to be dug deeper, and also in the Penasco area where the water table has dropped 5 feet, and in Dixon where water-saving measures are currently being put in place. All the more reason to say no hydrogen in Taos County and beyond, and to start water conservation policies now to protect our watershed and our communities. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
Hello, Council. I'm Sola Peterson. This is directed kind of at Carson Electric Co-op. The privilege of a membership in a co-op. Members receive electricity at cost of service rather than market-driven price rates that are designed to cover operational costs, maintenance, and system improvements. Rather than generating profits for shareholders, members have a right to vote in board elections, ensuring representation in key decisions. Because co-ops operate on not-for-profit, any excess revenue is allocated to members as capital credits. Electric co-ops are maintained by local boards of directors and elected from the membership. This ensures that policies related to communities' needs are followed. We are all members of Kit Carson Co-op. We should be heard regarding our concerns and projects we want to build in our community. Let's have a membership vote on the proposed hydrogen plant.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Councilman. My name is Diane Padilla. I'm a resident of Questa. And I appreciate everyone's homework. They've done all the work. They've given you information. They've done a lot of legwork to be able to voice their concerns concerning this plant. The solar arrays, they sit right behind my property. I suffer from asthma. That dust does me no good. I hear pounding all day long. I hear big trucks going through the road, Don Martinez Road, 4:33 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear it. I know there is a sign at the highway that says no trucks, big trucks allowed, but they're still coming through. My question is, we've talked about legalities, we've talked about all kinds of things. Mr. Mayor, you sit in that position because the people of this village voted for you. Not because you had money, not because you had prestige, not because you had fame, but because we believed in you to represent us as a community. My question to you tonight and to the council is, where is your heart as a human being? Where is your heart? The people here and throughout the community have expressed their heart and their concern. I was raised here. Yes, in Cerro, but I've been living in Questa since I was 9 years old. I love the place where I live. I don't want to have to think that the value of my property, the inheritance for my children, will have no value in the near future because we want to go green. Mr. Mayor, we're not going to go green. We're going to go dead without water. Do we have to move? I ask you, as a believer in God, where is your heart as a human? Where is your heart? Have you prayed? Have you sought the Lord? Have you, councilmen, done this? Have you asked his counsel? I pray that you have. Because we're not going to go green if this goes forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Roxanne Ortega, and I've been up here before once, but reminding you guys that the tailings pond is maybe not half a mile from my house up that way. And I've been living there for a long time with all that dust. It's horrible. I used to clean house and I'd go like this and the powder was white all over the place. And it's not going to stop with this project and this solar array and all the construction and all of that over there. And then just to remind you guys that I learned that the hydrogen project will be using 11,000 gallons of water per hour. Do the research, look it up, find out, and listen to all these people here. They're crying out to you. You have a responsibility. Listen to the people, or you might later regret it for Questa. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? I'm seeing no one. I'll adjourn at 7:20. Sorry. Are you gonna speak? No, I'll let you speak.
Okay, sorry, my name is Maxine Royale. I too live in front of the tailings. And my husband always referred to Questa as God's land, and it's beautiful. I love living here. We moved all over while we were younger, decided to come back to Questa. I love the mountains around us. I love the quiet. We can hear the fox crying at night. I'm sure probably a lot of the neighbors can, but, and this isn't common, but I got cancer 5 years ago. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I'm not, there was no reason why I should have gotten cancer, but I did get cancer. My husband nursed me for 5 years, and I'm still here. He's not, but this is a place he made my home. This is what I intend to leave to my heirs, and it's probably not going to be worth a whole lot, but it's what we worked all our lives to accumulate. We have property here where we live, right on Abra Road. We have property right off the turnoff on Cerro, and I have property in Cerro. I love this area. Don't destroy God's country, please. And I am not here to hurt anybody. I've talked to, I think, everybody, and I've told you all, this isn't personal, but I do love the area that we live in. We have rivers, we have mountains, when you live in other places, we don't have the mountains that we have here. We don't have the beauty that we have here. This is truly God's country. Please protect it.
Anyone else?
Teresa Stout. Just a quick note. There's an old timer, and there's a lot of old timers out here that say that there used to be alcoves behind Guadalupe and all those areas. And so I'm glad that the solar array's on hold for now, because what's going to happen to that? And I haven't heard any studies. Yes, Kit Cousin said there's some vague study that took place, but what about all those creatures? I just wanted to bring that up, but there's a lot of old timers that used to go hunting back then, so my concern is what's going on with all that. Needs to be more research. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing nobody, I'll adjourn at 7:30. Feel it every day.
Trying to survive the chaos.
Assessor.
Leave the chairs. Leave the chairs. Don't put the chairs up. Leave the chairs. These people showed up for that meeting. None of these people showed up for that meeting. 2 or 3 of them.
Well, thank you.
Leave the chairs, Jaya, leave the chairs for that. Have a meeting
So 75 days. And,